we're just reading this book about earthquakes and doing the cause and the effect of all of it. But I have some questions that I want to ask you guys about it. And we're going to practice our questioning technique that we've been using where you don't raise your hand, you never know who I'm going to call on, and I'm going to give you that wait time 1 at the beginning just to think about what the answer might be. And I'm going to give you that wait time 2 after you answer to make sure that you're finished and to let other people think about how to respond to your question or to your answer. So I don't want you to get nervous, and I don't want you to think that that's weird, because that's something that we've been practicing, okay? So the first question I have for you is, at the beginning of this story, it was describing an earthquake. How did it make you feel when it was describing all of the things that happen in an earthquake? Raven, how did that make you feel?
It would make me feel like you're shaking. And everything's shaking, making noise.
Okay. Okay. Layla?
It was describing how everything was moving and branches were breaking and stuff. Like that.
And so how did that make you feel? When it was describing that, how were you feeling? Would you want to be...
It felt windy.
Okay, so you could kind of feel the wind. Would you want to be in that situation?
No.
Aiden?
You feel scared, like you want to get out of that town or wherever it's happening.
Okay. Does anyone have any way to respond to Peyton? Do y'all agree? Do you disagree? You agree? What do you want to say, Kira? Can you speak up? I can't hear you.
Kind of the same as it all starts shaking and then everything is breaking. Everyone's falling down and people are running away.
So that would make you feel scared like Peyton. Okay, awesome. The book mentioned the San Andreas Fault. That was the one in California. Do you remember that?
Oh, yes.
I want you to think about, would you like to live along the San Andreas Fault?
No.
Okay, but we're going to think for a second, remember? Jesse, would you like to live along the San Andreas Fault?
No, probably not, because sometimes because they said it could, an earthquake could, it could form underwater, under the ocean and stuff, and so I wouldn't like to live across it because there might be a flood or something like that, but mostly about the earthquake.
Okay, so you're kind of thinking, you know, the San Andreas Fault is in California. You know there's an ocean there, so you're kind of referring to tsunamis possibly happening. All right, does anyone have anything else to add to what Jesse had to say? Cameron, would you like to live along the San Andreas Fault?
No. Because it has earthquakes plus the earthquakes under the ocean. I'd rather never be there and just stay in Texas.
So you'd rather stay in Texas because you don't think we have scary earthquakes here.
I have something to say.
Carson would like to add something to what you said, Cameron. Yes?
Me too.
You too? Okay.
Me too.
I have something to say.
All right, Sophia, what do you have to add?
I would like to live there. And if I was deaf, I would like to live there because there's earthquakes and stuff. And one time there was a very hot wind and I had to sleep in the living room, and it was a small room.
The end.
I have something to say.
Yes, Gabriel.
If I lived there, I would just stay there for 1 day and move out.
So you wouldn't want to stay there either?
No.
All right.
Because even though if the earthquake started, I would just run around.
Yeah.
Scream.
Okay. tsunamis often do more harm than earthquakes. But why? Why would tsunamis cause more damage and do more harm than earthquakes? Think about that for a minute. Think about that for a minute. Why would tsunamis do more harm than earthquakes? Patrick, what do you think? Why? Why would tsunamis do more harm than earthquakes? You want to get somebody to help you? Aiden, what do you think? Why would tsunamis do more harm than earthquakes?
Earthquakes just rumble the ground, and tsunamis can crash houses and stuff.
Okay, because what are tsunamis made of, everybody?
Water. Can I have something to add?
Okay, Maddie has something to add. Kira, you need to stop yelling out. Maddie has something to add.
And also, water can flood it, and it can destroy stuff, and it's easier to destroy stuff than earthquakes.
I have something to add.
Y'all turn around and face me, please.
Something to add to it.
Oh, Patrick, you have something to add now, okay?
And like when the house is almost like close to the ocean, and then there's like a tsunami, and like the wave hits the house. And if somebody was in the house, when it hit the house, then the house might have broke. I have something to add, and people would have died. I have something.
Okay, let's talk about this because I'm trying to wait and listen to Patrick, but other people are jumping in and interrupting him and taking away his wait time. He was not finished. I will call on you when I'm ready to move on from Patrick. I like the point you were making, Patrick. Do you have anything else to add?
And I don't want to go to the town because some houses are like close to the ocean, and there can be a lot of dangerous tsunami waves. Like, because it can like kill like a lot of people.
Thank you, Patrick.
Close.
It could. And, yes, Sean.
And in the book, it said that tsunamis are more dangerous than earthquakes. Because they can drown you.
So did the book say because they can drown you, or did you infer that?
I inferred.
You inferred that. Awesome. All right, let's move on. At the end of the... Sit down on your bottom, please, and face me. Thank you. In the book, on the last page, it mentioned seismologists. Who remembers what a seismologist is? It was a type of scientist. What did they study?
Earthquakes.
David, what did seismologists study?
They studied earthquakes and tsunamis.
Okay, earthquakes and tsunamis. Awesome. Do you think that y'all would like to have the job of a seismologist? Think about that for a minute. Lucio, would you like to be a seismologist?
No. I'm not be a seismologist.
Is your name Lucio? Okay, you said not really. Do you want to add anything to that?
Like, sometimes it could be like dangerous, and sometimes it can't be dangerous. Then I'll have.
That's all you have. Okay.
I have something to add.
Peyton.
I wouldn't, probably because you would have to get close to the earthquakes, tsunamis. It would be pretty scary, I'd say.
Because to study it, you would have to get close, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Could be dangerous. Carson.
I don't think it's so dangerous that studying tsunamis and stuff like that.
Why?
Because
but it could be like fast, and some could be more dangerous than others.
True, they could. Layla?
I would, because you get to study the wind direction of where it's going and all. Look at how much damage it's going to do, and you can report to everyone in that, or maybe town, and tell them that it might be coming.
Yeah, that would kind of be fun.
That would be fun, and that would kind of make your job very meaningful. You'd be
Yeah.
saving lives, wouldn't you? That's a good point. Sophia?
I like want to be, I want to be one because I have to get close to the tsunami waves, and it might crash on me, and the sharks might eat me for dinner.
I don't know if they can
Did you have anything to add?
Yes,
I don't know if they can use
and octopuses too.